Machines will diagnose illness with more accuracy than humans. That's already happening.
What we're trying to do is to use AI to develop new drugs and to do so quickly.
If we have technology to overcome those limitations of the human mind and our wish for salt and sugar and so on, then we can already prevent a lot of disease. And what I'm expecting is that we have decentralized health systems a lot. Okay, so a lot of health services are provided just immediately at home. You don't need to go to see a doctor anymore.
For example, I break my leg. How will that go in 50 years from now? How will I be helped?
Oh, well, then your at-home service robot will just come out, scan it, set the leg, bandage it, and you're off, ready to go. Done.
In my own living room?
In your own living room. And then later on, the same machine will go off and vacuum the floor.
The question I ask is, when will there be a robot that can safely give a shower to an aging human? And they don't have an answer. For the first time 2 years ago, more people in the world were over 65 than under 5. You know, for all of the enthusiasm about robotics and AI, it's probably not coming quickly enough, which is a very different view than you would have if you watch science fiction.
We're able to predict ahead of time which drug's going to work for you personally, not just you in a big group of people with the same disease, but your personal biomarker profile, your personal genome. I think patients will become guardians of their own data. So you'll be carrying your genome around, your clinical history, on a chip. And you'll choose who to share that with.
Will there still be doctors around?
I think so. I think we'll still need doctors because we will have to make these judgment calls.
In a good medical system, the doctor will continue to have the relationship with the patient. They may have all kinds of what's called triage, where machines will take over and divert people to places where they can be treated. Hospitals will change entirely. Machines will watch doctors and make sure they don't make errors. That's already, that design is already going on.
You will have a lot less doctors and the doctors you have left are really more specialized in the complexities of health.
Which will pick up diseases before we see symptoms of them.
So we'll get up in the morning, we'll brush our teeth, we'll look at
our toothbrush in a little machine and it'll say, oh, your salivary cortisol today looks at baseline or slightly elevated. Let's keep an eye on it.
24/7 monitoring systems, they're all automated, they're autonomous, and they just inform a human when you need a human. Then the situation is complex, or you have, let's say, a decision to make that has ethical consequences, because that's where you want to have a human in the loop. But machines can handle a lot of that automatically, and that's stuff we're already building.
The kinds of AI techniques that you can use in the way of pattern recognition will actually have a dramatic impact on disease.
We could measure millions and millions of data points, and that hasn't been much use when we haven't had AI to help us make sense of that. But I think now we can feed our algorithms with this deep data. The amount of knowledge that has been produced is going to increase exponentially.
If you had an AI-driven advance that allowed us to cure cancer, that would change everything in terms of life expectancy.
So at the moment, what really limits us is what we call diseases of old age. We need a fundamental shift in our understanding of how to control that cell fate before we can eliminate diseases of old age.
So we will still die of old age?
I think so, in the near horizon.
I am very, very skeptical about digital technologies creating human immortality. Not to say that, that we won't do things to capture a human digitally and preserve their individual human qualities. I think that will happen, that we'll capture ourselves.
Maybe this is also a form of intellectual pollution, right? Who wants to listen to that bit of mind on this hard disk 100 years from now? Maybe we cannot do that to future generations, right? So maybe we should just accept that life is finite.